Hello, welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. We got a full house here. Stevie's here. Todd's here. DeAndre's in the background.
It's hot outside, man.
We got a special guest, Maddie. Maddie in the background, too. So, yeah, man. Just got back from New York. We got a lot to talk about, but first, before we get into the major topic, we're going to dive into some NBA stuff. Jaylen Brown got the Supermax.
Awesome.
300 of them things, I think 60 mil a year, something like that.
The first year is like 30 something.
Yeah, and I mean, the Celtics had no choice. It was either you pay him or you trade him. It was one of the two. And he made an all-NBA team. He was eligible for it. I think too many franchises, they always they don't want to pay guys who outperform their expectations, or they increase their play each year. You said a lot of franchises don't want to pay those players, and then that's why they stink. But guys showed he's an all-star caliber player. He's a good, solid player to have if you want to go on a championship run. And hey, what the money?
Well, based on how the Celtics run their organization, they need to pay him because they're not known for bringing guys up from the Red Claws. They like to keep that Red Claws team afloat and good in G League. I don't get it, but yeah. So you have to pay your second best player on the team. I just hope there's not a tug of war still. 1A, 1B, and just figure out how to pick his spots, though.
There's going to be that. And then further down the line, they're going to have to come to another extension agreement with Tatum. And are we going to have the money? That's the real question.
These teams are making a lot of money with these new deals and stuff like that. The teams have the money to pay these max players. They just want to be stingy with it, but you know how the business goes.
And too, if they're gonna pay Brown, they know for a fact a couple years from now they're gonna have to pay Tatum. So
yeah, but how's the roster gonna be? You see,
hey, that's when the GM's got to be smart about the pieces he puts around the two big money guys.
Like he said, the G League approach. I'm not too high on that either.
I'll be honest, man. The Red Claws, I like the G League team, but as an organization, they don't. Player development isn't that big down there compared to other franchises.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's just how it looks like from the G League. And granted, some of their draft picks might not pan out the way they thought they would be for the G League, so why they get stuck down there. But
you think it's because of the region?
I think I'll be honest. I just think it's how they just operate. I just think they like having both a competitive NBA team and a competitive G League team to keep the money afloat for the whole organization. Because I'm sure the G League money affects the NBA money a little bit. I'm thinking because all under one umbrella.
Just like the WNBA too.
Because you don't want to have a G League team that gets no support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you want to have it somewhat.
And you don't want to have a G League team if you're sending guys down there, they're not progressing. I mean, you're hoping they're progressing instead of regressing.
But it just seems like those guys get stuck there and they get traded away. They never really get pulled up.
Right.
I'm still mad at them getting rid of Taco. You just don't get rid of size like that.
But where is he?
He's playing G League somewhere.
Yeah, he was in the G League. I saw him in Summer League. He's playing in Summer League this year.
Yeah, you know, with him, it's like they're scared to take a chance, but you just don't pass up on size like that. Maybe even the last person on your roster, though.
Right. You know, you're right. You're 100% correct.
And he's getting better every year. Granted, he's never going to be what you want him to be because of size, just deficiencies and things
he can block a few shots every game. He's 7'6".
He can clog the paint.
And he's also good for marketing.
True.
Fans love him.
His name, everything, tacos.
And for him to be so tall, he's just so likable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's not intimidating, which is weird for being that tall.
True.
I mean, he just embraced it. He embraced the tallness. But so kudos to Brown on that. He also said he's gonna. I don't know if y'all saw his press conference. He
Yes. Now, why you laughing though?
Because I'll be honest, Boss is like one of them cities they want to pat you on the back for helping them achieve, but it's like, nah, black man, we don't want your help.
I mean, I just think it's a great idea, and I just can't wait to see his approach on it. I just hope he's not talking about it. Just talking. I want to see his approach on what he's going to do to help the
started with that bridge program.
Disparity.
That bridge program he's doing.
Yeah.
That already started getting the kids to MIT programs at MIT and stuff.
Oh, yeah? How many kids?
That was a lot of kids. I don't know how many, but it was a lot. So he kind of already started with that.
I love Jaylen anyway, man. He's always been in the community.
One thing I want to see him help the whole Boston as a whole.
That's what I mean.
I don't want to see
Roxbury.
I want to see him help all them areas. I don't want to see him the Cambridges and all them areas because they already got help.
Yeah. So, but now he's in Roxbury. He's in Dorchester. He's there. He's there. All that, he's there. But I want to see him in places like Lynn and Lawrence. Because we also have kids like that. You know what I'm saying? It's also an urban city. You don't see them out here.
But he's focusing right now on Boston, so we gotta just see what he does with that area. But one thing I would say, though, let's just see if it stays consistent, because a lot of people say the first year and then the second year, and then all of a sudden, like, what happened to the program? So hopefully he's a man of his word. Hopefully the city gets behind him, because one thing we know about Northeast, bro, like, if certain people aren't involved in helping, they don't want your help. If certain checks aren't getting cut for certain people, they don't want your help. Yeah. So we got to see, hopefully, everybody's out there to help.
I understand.
Yeah, but that bridge program is a good.
I know. Politics.
It sucks, but it shouldn't be like that.
But that's just life.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, good start with the bridge program. So, moving on. Y'all see this? They got NBA in-season tournament. Like.
Yeah. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
I like it, but I think it just should be like the whole, like when they do like the
what, round robin? What?
Nah, what's the word I'm looking for? Cross, West Coast trips, East Coast trip.
Yeah.
I feel like the tournament should happen around then, because you only see them like a couple times a year.
No, so what?
Like that.
Yeah, but what they did was they designated
Vegas.
a whole month for this. So the whole month of November is going to be just tournament play.
It sounds good until like injuries happen to crucial players, and then they're like,
and it's also
injuries
like
happen anyway.
It's also like players in the first month of the season, most of them try getting back in the flow of things. Some of them are just playing to get back in shape. So it's a lot of first month of the season is a lot of bad basketball.
For one, you said players get injured all the time, which is true. But first couple months of the season is when they're more likely to get injured.
So what are you saying? Like they're going to play harder during that tournament play and risk a chance of getting injured?
I think they might play the same. They might play just as hard as they played.
I just mean like just organizations are probably looking at it like, damn, like some guys use this to get in better shape.
No, I think organizations are looking at it. Care about the health.
No, but once injuries start affecting their team and the playoff chances, they're gonna be like, we have to do some other things about this, because it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I just thought it was a pointless thing to do. I mean, it's a money grab for the league, but get all those guys to Vegas, but then also you're also sending a bunch of the rookies that are coming in. You're sending a bunch of guys, young guys, to Vegas, who just walked into a lot of money for a month. What can go wrong?
And there's incentive too, right? If you win
incentives.
$1 million.
I mean, if you're gonna do the Vegas thing, you might want to have it somewhat bubble-esque. No, because this is a tournament, meaning they're coming there for just basketball. This ain't like a regular season game. It's a tournament, so like let's keep our head together, and then you can do your regular stuff when our regular road games and stuff. Because you're not gonna stop guys from being guys and be professionals and being men, but
only 4 teams are going to do it, 2, right? 2 Vegas, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So it should be like a bubble-esque type feel. I mean, if guys can handle themselves a couple days, just chill. Like, come on, you've been doing it most of your life anyways. Like, let's be real.
Hey, Vegas brings it out of people. I don't know why, it just brings it out of people. And lastly, with the NBA news, Jordan has come up on $3 billion. Selling the Hornets. It got finalized a couple weeks ago. So he's no longer the majority owner of the Hornets. $3 billion. Wow. That is not bad. That's not bad. It's for a team that's probably won one playoff. No, I don't think they ever won a playoff series.
They haven't.
They made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs, but I don't think they ever won a playoff series.
Him.
Yeah, they made like a couple, but they never really won a series. I can't even think of any.
I don't know.
Maybe in the 80s.
They put too much burn on Jordan being the owner and all this. Like, just because he's Jordan doesn't mean he might not even care that much, man.
I mean, the whole purpose of the owner is to make money for the team. I mean, that's why you got the GMs and managers. They're the ones that's supposed to build the winning teams and stuff like that. Owner, he's just cutting the check and getting his money. So,
and he's been banking because Team Jordan creating jerseys for multiple franchises, and he's making it. But
not only that, also like boxing and right. It's
just him being the owner for the Hornets was bringing players and bringing people to the games anyways. Just to see if they can see Jordan on the sideline.
Right.
Some people are weird like that.
No, you're right.
Like some people really weird like that.
It's going to change for them.
So, but kudos to him getting that bread. The Hornets getting new ownership. I think J. Cole's a part owner.
That's what was a shift like that, huh?
He's from Carolina, so
he's right there.
I think it's dope. He's an actual avid basketball fan.
Yeah.
Maybe he I don't know.
Maybe
He might
one-
have some type of insight. Who
maybe
knows?
one day
But, you know,
he'll take-
it's just dope.
I heard he's a good player too. I seen some film on him.
I mean,
He's all right, yo.
he's all right, but not like.
I ain't saying he's an NBA player.
No,
I just
all right
say
for
the boy
pickup.
could play for a rapper. You know some better rappers?
I know better hoopers.
Right, better hoopers at a rap. Who?
I don't really. I'll be honest. You know, I don't like talking about basketball. I mean, rappers that play basketball when I hoop. Like, nah, we're not doing that.
I'm just saying. I think J. Cole's number one.
Oh man,
I don't even like having that conversation because then they get put on rosters because of their name. So I don't even not their game. So I don't like doing that. And kudos to whatever opportunities you get playing basketball.
I
But
watched him. He was okay.
I've seen him too.
All right, next up we got NFL news. All right, the NFL, running backs. Sucks for running backs. First off, Jonathan Taylor requested for a trade because they're not trying to pay him. This whole league is why they're not trying to pay their running backs. He was pretty much their best offensive player last season.
He's top 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up his stats right now, but it's just the running back market is pretty terrible. But I mean, he's a young guy, only 24. For a franchise that's gotten a lot of issues, especially with they've gotten quarterbacks wrong. Hopefully, Anthony Richardson can do something this upcoming season. But your best offensive player, you should think about keeping him.
I think they're just rebuilding.
Irsay don't even want to trade him. The owner, he said he doesn't even want to trade him.
That man said if I die and he's out the league, they won't remember neither one of us. That man's a piece. Like, I'll be honest, you know how I feel about the NFL Shield. It's like a new slave trade, man.
Oh, it's always been.
It's always been there. Them guys sitting upstairs looking at
problem too.
So we already talked about how they're trying to, but they're trying to like.
I thought that was a fake. First, I thought it was a fake quote, but nah, it was a real quote.
They're trying to force this QB-controlled league, totally forgetting that most kids growing up want to be a running back.
Yeah.
Most kids want to be.
We didn't want that quarterback responsibility.
Smith. Nobody wants to be Troy Aikman getting all them concussions. People want to be Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, Jerome Bettis, Ricky Waters. I can go a whole list of running backs.
Or hitting someone.
Couple quarterbacks you wanted to be, what, Joe Montana? No. And then crickets after that, really? I'm just saying, like, winning quarterbacks.
Randall Cunningham, me.
I mean, we get it. We all want to be a Brown dual threat quarterback, but he didn't win nothing. And his stats ain't that great. I watched the best of Randall Cunningham, unfortunately.
He was nasty.
Now, he was nice, though, but so they're no different than the NBA. They're trying to make this a 3 league when it's like, no, bro, you have to understand the whole entire game to be effective.
Yeah, and then you look at his stats, he goes over 1,000 his first year, 1,800 his second year. Last year he only played 11 games. Still
had
861 yards, still was their best player. It's kind of like, and the quarterback, Matt Ryan was the quarterback too, so it was kind of like he was the focus of the offense. So.
They didn't know who the quarterback was.
Yeah, I mean, it's Matt Ryan. So, the way the league is kind of going is for running backs is pretty bad too. And then you look at Saquon Barkley coming off the year he had. They give Daniel Jones the money, but they don't want to give him the money. They give him, I think, the franchise tag? He got to sign a 1-year franchise tag, so he's going to play under that for the year. And he's arguably been their best player since he got there. Odell was there for a little bit, and then once Odell got traded.
He's the best player on that team since he got there.
Well, not the first year, but.
Who's better? Odell.
Odell was there. Odell was there, and then
he got injured and stuff.
And then once Odell left, it was him. He was doing everything. He was even throwing touchdowns.
Yeah. It's just
and it's the Giants.
The blatant disrespect is crazy to me because
I know what you're saying, T. I'm with you.
The people in these front offices can't even do half of what he does. And I don't even care if they're like great. They were great players in their day. They can't do what that man does, man. Like it's just sad to me that you have these paper pushers, suit and tie
Ask you a
wearing.
question.
Yeah, what's up?
You think they would do that to McCaffrey?
Yes, he would. McCaffrey?
Nah.
Well.
Nah.
That's why That's why I'm saying, T. I think I'm on the same page with you because I don't think they would do it to McCaffrey.
The Panthers traded him.
To be honest, though, like we know the running back primarily has always been a black man. So that's just what it is. the quarterback's primarily been a white man until we've had this new trajectory of dual threat quarterbacks who franchises are forced to deal with them, and these parents force these people to say, nah, my son's a quarterback. You're not having to change his position because you feel he'll work better in this position, not even knowing his real skill set. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then you look at production-wise, I mean, Daniel Jones was like 15th in the league in passing.
Poop juice.
Yeah, no. That's being generous.
Diarrhea splash.
That's being, he was 50.
And what was Barkley in the league for running
Barkley finished
backs?
4th in rushing. He finished 4th in rushing.
So top 5 versus the top 15, like you say,
and
quarterback.
Jones got an extension for being mediocre. Very mediocre.
It's sad, man. Like, it's just sad. You can't force people to. You can't force people in positions to just make people think they're great, and that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays in everything: high school sports, college sports, professional sports. Like, you gotta just let this stuff happen organically, and the best players will rise to the top, just like the cream always does.
Yep, cream
And it's just crazy. It's crazy for running backs too, the running back markets, because these guys are, by the time they're like 27, 28, they're out the league.
They're done.
Nobody wants to give them contracts. I mean, Zeke Elliott, he's still available on the market. Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook.
Kareem Hunt. These are all good. These are all good running backs who produced. And now
These guys are really still on the market?
Yeah.
Dope.
My fantasy football is in it.
And it's like, and the way the league's going too, it's like they'll draft a running back if he's really good, three or four good productive years. They'll keep franchise tagging him, and then that's it. And then they brush him to the side, bring in another one.
I can't believe you said Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook.
Wasn't somebody was about to sign him, right? Who? The Jets, they said?
Yeah, he went to visit the Jets.
Yeah, I don't
to see the Jets.
Yeah,
question. Now,
oh my goodness.
Can the running backs just go on strike?
Yo,
can they sue? Because this is crazy. Because my thing is, you gotta understand saying, like, who are these guys asking for trades based on how much money they get paid? And it's like, how about the blatant disrespect they're getting? They're getting spit in their faces, bro.
Yeah, they have like a whole running
What
backs.
happens if they strike? I was about to say
like as people though, it's like, yo, you're an employee, you get paid to do your job, you do your job. Now they're saying like you're worthless.
Yeah, they had a whole running backs meeting. All the running backs in the league, they had like their own meeting about the situation going on.
They could strike though.
Because there's no reason Dalvin Cook should not be on the team right now.
Tell these franchises put on them fullbacks or whatever guys they have running the ball in these positions, because the fullbacks are almost extinct as well.
You know why they won't strike?
Almost.
You know why they won't strike? Remember the movie Replacements?
You'll find some guys.
They're going to get some guys.
You'll find some guys.
That's why they're not going to strike. So
I don't think it'll be the same though. Kind of like when they had the referees. And the referees was ruining the league.
Remember that?
And they had to bring them back.
That was bad.
Yeah, I remember.
So it'll like look all right for a certain time, and then it's gonna be, all right, these guys have no business being in the league.
Yeah. And the thing is, when they're building these teams, they're figuring like, if we got a good offensive line, we could just stick anyone in the backfield and
just throw the ball.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why these quarterbacks be having like almost triple digits interceptions. Because it's like you're not even utilizing the game, the strategic part of the game anymore, making people stay on their toes. Now it's just like, all right, he's gonna drop back. It's gonna be a screen, an out. You know what I mean? Or Hail Mary. It's like it's gonna be some form of pass.
I think T was a running back in his past life. Yo, I swear, I really do, T. I think he was a running back. He loves the running game. You know what I'm saying? He's advocating for the running backs. But you're 100% correct.
What's safer? Flying? Oh, actually, that's a bad example. Flying is safer than driving, especially in this city. But what's safer? Running the ball or throwing it? There's so many other factors when that ball's in the air that can come in. The wind, rain, everything. Run the ball.
Yeah, running the ball. Especially once November hits, December, that's when the run game.
I love running the game too, but T is just all about the. I can't believe all those running backs are on the market, bro. That's wild.
Like, think about it though. Growing up, when we grew up, we probably knew way more running backs for each team
than anything. Yeah, than anything else.
Third string running back.
Like, we knew these running backs. Because they were all great college football players.
Cold world. Patriots training camp going into this season, there's a lot of questions going into this season with this team. I mean, they're on their third. They're on their third or fourth offensive coordinator. I mean, I'm not the biggest Mac Jones fans, but when every year you having a new offensive coordinator, learning a new offense each year, that'll mess up like your progression. So they had a chance to sign DeAndre Hopkins. They didn't sign DeAndre Hopkins.
He's sick, man.
How do you
signed
not
to the Titans
sign
of all
him?
teams. The Titans.
You gotta watch out for them, man.
Yo, how do you not sign him though? I don't understand how that deal did not work.
I think because of the offensive coordinator.
Think it was that beef, that prior relationship?
Yeah. Remember, he used to be the coach in Houston. And they had all them. Yeah. So I personally think that's probably why he didn't sign, is because of the offensive coordinator. There was no reason for him not to leave. There was no reason for him to leave the state. They should have locked him in a room or something. He should. Right. I was mad with that. He left and went somewhere else. I'd have been like, yo, here, whatever. What do you need? 13 million?
They let Tennessee
Come on.
get him, no.
And the inconsistency in the passing game the last couple years,
They banking on Juju, but Juju's a slot guy. He might do some running back stuff.
He might be good in the slot, but you need that outside number one receiver. I mean, unless Devontae Parker steps up this year or something.
Oh yeah, we have him.
It's very rare. The best receiver in football is looking for a new home. It's just very rare. And he was actually considering the Pats. I'll be honest, I would have dropped that offensive coordinator for Hopkins. Sorry, we can find offensive coordinators anyway. Belichick, he figured out how to run an offense. We need a wide receiver that can catch the ball.
Or one you could just throw up to, he down there somewhere.
I think their approach is it's going to be the same approach with the double tight ends, because they got Gesicki and they still got Henry, and then that's what it's going to be. Same.
But we also don't have a quarterback that has X-ray vision and could see what your body could do and put you in the best position to be successful. We don't have that quarterback. He ain't been around long enough.
Yeah. And there's a lot of questions with the quarterback. So, I mean, you know what makes a mediocre quarterback go from mediocre to great? A receiver he can just throw it to, a la Josh Allen. He got Stephon Diggs, and this dude was an MVP candidate. So,
I like Allen, though.
Yeah, Allen's
I like Allen.
I was talking about
he got better once he got Stephon Diggs.
He's got to stop having them 2 or 3 games. He's just doing what he wants out there.
I love that dude. Yo, he's 6'5", can run, throw, smart.
Just hope his body holds up.
Don't take nothing from anyone.
Yeah, but before he got Diggs, he was over there throwing jump balls to fullbacks in playoff games.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Just doing the dumbest things.
He had to.
No, he didn't have to. He didn't have to.
Yo, come out. Did Tim Tebow invent the jump pass? Because I ain't never seen nothing.
I think so.
People doing that until he was doing it. I was like, is this even illegal?
Nah, we was doing that at Pop Warner.
I mean, Pop Warner's not the
first time I seen it was in college. Was when he did it at Florida.
Yeah, I never knew
Coach Harry. Shout out to Coach Harry Pruner. We used to have that.
Oh, gotcha. And then lastly, the Washington.
I was a tight end. I remember the jump pass to the tight end.
The Washington Commanders, another team. They were sold for $6 billion. Magic Johnson was one of the people on the team that.
So Magic got a football team now?
Yeah.
Oh, Magic ain't playing, bro.
Yeah, he got a
Why
football
don't they
team.
name the Washington Commandos?
I don't know. I think
Commanders. Just Commanders.
I think they might be changing the name again. I don't know. I hope they do, because that's such a trash
Commanders.
name. And then
Tell you, they have the superiority complex.
But then you look at the owner who owned Snyder. He walks away with $6 billion for being a trash human being and a lousy owner. So
how long did he own?
Since late 90s?
90s?
Yeah. Since
and Jordan got half of that?
Since good
move, Jordan.
Since 20 years. Yeah, it's been 20 years or so. But
and he hasn't even won it. So he didn't win it. He didn't win one, did he?
Who?
Snyder?
No. They were never good.
Never.
They were never good.
When you I can't believe people are still saying bring the Redskins back. What type of racist people are you people? Do you understand the history between Redskins and why they don't want to? If they anything, like I said, you want to call them Redskins, put a Caucasian man with a certain tie on with a sunburn. Only way I accept it.
I'm sorry.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No. Not at all.
I'm just saying, you Don't be doing that. No, for real. Like, don't do that. We don't need to bring Redskins back. Just make them a new name. Like,
On that note,
Oh man, yo,
I forgot what I'm gonna say, but on
T,
that note, we gotta go.
yo, that was real, bro. I respect real stuff, though. That's real.
you know, I got some native in me. We don't play that.
We got an athlete's corner. We talking with Marnelle Garraud. I think we got a basketball clinic at Salem State.
I ran to a pops today.
Okay.
My guy.
They got a basketball clinic on the 12th. I think her and Matt Cross are gonna be doing it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, at Salem State next weekend.
Oh, prepare for them hugs, man. You know, Mac Dad be able to give you all type of love. That's my guy.
That's a good dude.
And then we're gonna come back and talk about boxing finally. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and today we are joined by Marnelle Garraud. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. First time here.
Yes.
And a lot is happening in your life.
Yeah, a good amount, yeah.
A good amount. Mm-hmm. But before we get into all of that, let's get right into it. August 12th, you did a basketball clinic, you, Matt Cross, at Salem State.
Yes.
What got you involved and how did this all come about?
One of my main goals for the summer was find a way to give back to my community, whether that be a basketball clinic or just mentoring somebody, some little girls or other athletes. And so I was fortunate enough to have Salem State help me with that. And so me and Matt Cross, with the help of David Babb, organized this clinic for the youth, just to give them good fundamentals, like stuff that I had when I was younger, and help them get to wherever they want to be.
Yeah, how was it getting it together, just getting the venue, getting Salem State behind it, and then just being able to put out the information for people to find out?
Yeah, I think they made it really easy. I think they were quickly got on board with it just for the fact that it's a great thing for the community, and it's also, me and Matt have so much experience playing in the collegiate level, so I felt like we had a lot to share with the youth. So they got behind it pretty quickly, and then they were stoked to give us the resources and the space. So yeah, it came together pretty quick, which I'm very grateful for, and then I'm really excited to be able to have people come and have fun.
Definitely. Is it a lot easier when just a school or just anywhere that has a facility is just, oh, you guys want to do something here, instead of, because sometimes people want to do something and then people that have facilities give you a wraparound or they just give you a hard time to get in.
Right.
Is it just that much easier when they just like, oh, okay, nothing, let's get this, let's get it going?
If they didn't, I don't know, it would have been at a park, an outdoor park or something, or had to find somebody else to maybe pay for them to make you run a clinic, they get the charge. And one of the things, I didn't want to charge a lot, mostly because I wanted to be like as many people to be able to come to it as much. So it was a very big help for them to be on board with it, like right on from the start. So yeah, that took away a lot of the stress.
Now for the clinic, what grades are we looking at?
I think it's around grades 3 through 8, I think, roughly around that age. So.
And that's also an interesting time frame for kids, because at that point they're playing it, and then once they get to like middle school or high school, that's when you start weeding out who plays for fun or who takes it seriously.
Yeah.
Is that like just like a good start, just to see who'd be interested, or for the kids, just to, to do this part, to do this phase of the basketball journey, and see if they're going to be interested or not, because some people lose interest.
I know. So the thing for me, I started playing basketball when I was in 5th grade, which is late for some people. And when I was at that age, I was freshly just doing it for fun. I was not very good. And so I went to camp, and one of the first camps I went to was Salem State. I did like the 5-day girls camp, and it was with me and a bunch of friends, and it was strictly for fun. I was not that good at all. And so like having that experience like made me want to keep playing basketball, because it was fun. I was around my friends. And so that's kind of the experience I want to give to the people at the clinic. Like, it doesn't have to be, it can be like serious, it can be serious, and like you're going to get a lot of skills, and if you want to push yourself, you have that experience. But then also to make it fun, just for kids to like enjoy playing sports, enjoy being outside and being active.
I know. As far as you, seeing like you and Matt doing this, just the importance of players that's gone to the next level, that's played at a certain level, coming back, because we see it, especially around Lynn. We've seen a lot of guys that played in their days or that are still playing, they come back and they help out. Just how important is that for the younger players that love playing basketball, just to see people that went places, that traveled to the nation, and they're back here and they're giving them the experience and just showing them what could happen if you take it seriously.
Yeah, I always think back to who I looked up to when I was growing up, and it was literally right. Like, you think of them now, and they're probably not huge names, but I went to a BU game, and it's like the players who maybe even sat on the bench. Like, you look at them, you're like, oh my gosh, I aspire to be them. So like, they might not see you as this big player, but the fact that like you come and you tell your story where you've been, like they're gonna look up and aspire to that. I remember I was like Sherelle and Brianna from St. Mary's. Like, when I went to St. Mary's for the first year, they were still around, and so like I was training with them, like I listened to them, things like that, and just having that experience. Just like, okay, they did it, I want to do what they did and maybe even do better than it did. And that's what I want for the youth. Like, they see me, and instead of getting to Power 5, they're like getting to the WNBA. Like, they keep climbing the ladder, and that's how you build like a community up in terms of like having good basketball culture. Yeah,
definitely. Let's get into your basketball journey. As you say, you started off at St. Mary's, played there for 2 years, and then you transferred to Nobles. What's kind of maybe the differences in play or the differences in your game from what year 1 and 2 at St. Mary's, and then when you got to Nobles, how did it develop over time in those span?
I think naturally, gradually, as you get older, you start adding things to your game, the more serious you take it. Obviously, I took it pretty seriously coming into high school, but then going to Nobles is just, I wouldn't say, like, I shot pretty, like, the 3-point shot was, like, pretty prominent at St. Mary's, and I carried that over, went to Nobles. I think I just gained confidence as I got older with time playing. But that was, like, primarily one of the reasons why I wanted to go for basketball, but then also just academically to just be challenged. Like, in some of the Lynn schools or at St. Mary's, I had a 4.2. Like, not saying that Lynn schools are bad, but, like, for me, I just wanted to be challenged. So I think having the part of things that I want to teach at the clinic too is the importance of knowledge, and just like if you take school seriously, like, it can open so many doors for you, and just the pathway of whatever you want to do. So
was the transition pretty smoothly for you when you were leaving St. Mary's and going to Nobles? Because it's all the way in Dedham.
Yeah. Luckily, they had a boarding program, so it made it a little bit easier not having to commute all the time. But it was obviously an adjustment. It's not something I was used to. The culture is different. The environment, the city of Dedham, the makeup of it is not as diverse as Lynn. But I was there for a reason, and I was grateful for everything at my experience there. So. Yeah,
and then you move on to play at Boston College, playing ACC basketball, highest level. How's that experience, and also just the whole college experience, being able to go to a Division I program and also get the full college experience? How's that for you?
I loved it. Like I said, I'm like a sponge for knowledge, so I loved the major. I ended up studying business, so I loved my professors and what I ended up learning. And then balancing basketball, I feel like I've been doing that my entire life in terms of being like a nerd in the classroom, but then also being like challenging myself on the court. So that wasn't much of a challenge. The biggest challenge, I guess, was the adjustment from high school to college, and that's going to be any player's adjustment going from high school to college, and it differs from player to player, but you learn that the speed is different. You learn that the workload is different, that they demand so much more time of you every single day. Your body's hurting in like ways that you didn't know. Like, so that's kind of the adjustment, I think, the biggest thing. And then you learn like the mental aspect of everybody who's at that level was their best player in the high school. You got to learn how to be different, separate yourself, and that may not come your freshman year. It didn't come my freshman year, but you keep working and you build mental toughness.
That's one thing people always say is the speed. That's the first thing people say about the transition.
It's true.
Is the speed of the game.
It's true. It's like, even if doesn't seem that fast, it's like thinking that fast, especially in a system that like is new to you with players that you don't know. So making decisions is probably, for me, was the hardest thing to adjust, making decisions at a faster pace. So yeah, that was probably my biggest thing.
You go from there to ACC, then you go to the SEC for that 1 year at Vanderbilt. How was that one? Because these are two conferences that are always very competitive, and then you're going to a pretty academically, a high academic institution at Vanderbilt. Just how were you able handle all that. Because playing basketball and being at Vanderbilt, and then the academic aspect too with that.
Yeah. Well, for one, I would say that both the AC and the SEC are arguably one of the best conferences in the country. I would say that SEC is a little bit more physical in terms of there are some big girls in the SEC, and so if you don't match up sometimes inch for inch, you're already at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest thing I felt playing in the SEC, but still I had a lot of fun. But I would say, I mean, Boston College is a pretty academic school as well. I was lucky that my program that I was in, I did a master's program in marketing. It was only a one-year program, but my teachers and my academic support system were pretty like flexible and like helping me and like with my schedule. So I feel like most places you go that are really good in academics and really good at basketball, like they have a system in place to help you with that. But for the most part, it wasn't too bad.
Okay. When you know what you're doing. That's why. Because most kids, they struggle their first like semester because they're trying to figure everything out, how to plan everything, but when you kind of know what you're doing, it's all floating. Understand overseas is next?
Yes, I'm going to play in Spain. I just learned that I'm leaving on the 21st this month. So
okay, you got 20 days to get prepared.
Yeah, 20 more days to get tip top, but I'm excited to play. So that season will be like a little over 7 months, depending on how it ends. But yeah,
definitely. One more question. Who's the best in the family? You know, her two brothers played as well.
They did play, Mark and Philip.
Yeah, who gets the bragging rights?
I mean, I feel like it's me, but you know, Mark, he has his claim to fame sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's growing. You know, he's still a growing boy, so he'll figure it out.
Yeah, Mark is something else. Mark is something else. Before we get out of here, let them know once again the date of the clinic, and if they're still interested in registering, let them how they can do that.
Yeah, so the date is August 12th, and if you want to register, you can either reach out to me and I can forward you the email registration link, or if there's a flyer on my Facebook and on my Instagram, you can email the registration, and yeah, you can show up and have a good time. It should be a good time of learning basketball, but also having fun. We have two sponsors, iSlide and Mukala, and there'll be giveaways and camp competition. So it should be a good afternoon of fun.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
For coming. I'm going to show you that video once I pull it up. But you guys have been watching the Athletes Corner. Thank Marnelle for coming by. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back. All right, let's get what y'all came here to hear. I'm gonna recap the big fights. First off, I don't even know how to is it Anu? How do you pronounce his last name? Anyway. He Filipino?
Nah, he's from Japan.
He's from Japan? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, defeated Fulton. He defeated Fulton. This was kind of crazy for Fulton, though, because he had to fly all the way over there. That's a long flight in general. Then you got to prepare.
Yeah.
Then you got to fight. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's
it's very
tough.
tough.
That's tough.
A lot of champions do it, though. A lot of champions do it.
I'm just thinking of, like, you know, just all that traveling and like the jet lag and just stuff, and then you got to get ready for a big fight.
Oh yeah, of course.
And depending on what you eat too, but if it's hot out there, it really messes with your
body. The atmosphere, it's a different time zone, all types of things.
But you get him respect for even doing it. A lot of people wouldn't do it.
He gets his respect, but anyway showed how much of a superior fighter he is to a lot of guys in the boxing scene. If you watch the fight, and you know boxing, you could see anyway setting him up for the knockout shot the whole night. He was jabbing him to the body, wasn't returning anything at all, just jabbing and getting out, and then finally in the 8th round, or the 7th round, or 7th or 8th, I can't remember, but he jabbed him, and Fulton was going to counter, and he beat him to the punch with the right, and it was over from there.
I think we got a video before Todd goes. After Todd goes, I think Pedro got the video, but after Todd.
He boxes, but it's like a martial arts sense. Like, he's just so strategic. He's so to the point. He's so, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like robotic, bro. Yeah. Like, he knows so exactly where to hit you. Cerebral, all of that. It's like, but you can tell, like, that martial art background, it's like a certain part of it that he brings into boxing.
And he's fearless. You see his eyes, like, you see him when they're waving and in the face-off, the way he's looking at Fulton, like, I'm gonna eat you for lunch.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
But it's kind of like when I went to school with some kids that were straight from China. The attention to detail they had when they were drawing is how I look at him when he boxes. It's just a certain mindset that everybody doesn't have.
Yeah. He's susceptible though, because Nonito Donaire, he got some hits on him when they fought. But I mean, Inoue won, but still. You know what I mean?
Pedro, play that video.
Oh, nice big hand lands, and down goes Stephen Fulton in round 8. That was textbook. He jabbed down to the stomach. We said this earlier. He jabbed down the stomach to try and come over the top with that right hand. He's thrown it multiple times in this fight. 2 minutes left in the round. Can Inoue get this stoppage here in round 8 and become a 4-division world champion? He is pouring it on. Fulton doing his best to fight back. The referee steps in, and it is over. Naoya Inoue is now the unified junior featherweight champion of the world. Emphatic fashion. Wow. Four-division world champion monster.
Oh.
He's special.
That's tough.
That kid is special.
I mean, hey, man. Hey. This is the type of stuff these guys always talk about. You want to see the best fighters go at it
And
instead
it's
of ducking
happening.
each other.
Yo, and it's happening. You see the smile on my face? I've been smiling ever since Saturday night. The fight was over. I haven't stopped smiling. I'm being honest with you, because not because Crawford won, but just because of the boxing that we're seeing this year. This year we saw Tank versus Garcia. We saw Inoue versus Fulton. We seen Crawford versus Spence. Like Haney versus Lomachenko. This is stuff that you wouldn't see. Trust me, I'm a boxing fan. This is stuff that you wouldn't see over a 10-year span. We happened.
I would say in the 80s.
All in 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 80s.
The 80s, that's when, but then I felt like the managers and promoters they had too much emphasis in their hands and stuff. You see these guys separating themselves from their people and actually deciding to do things on their own and getting people that actually listen to them when it comes to wanting to fight. At the end of the day, if I want to fight you and you want to fight me, we should be fighting. That's just what it is. We're going to make the money.
These guys are getting it done on their own, calling each other, cutting
it's
these
like,
guys up.
there ain't no being the king of the hill with somebody next to you. No, I got to knock you off this hill. Sorry, like this is how boxing is, bro.
Man.
And that was the case with Crawford and Spence. You know who I blame for this fight? This loss? Spence's people. The ones that were doing all that talking during the press conference. They were doing way too many talking. But during this fight, it was just, I always say, once that first knockdown either it's gonna take all the confidence you had out of you.
He's never been down, especially someone who's never been down. You could tell by the way he got up. He got up too quick. Number one. He got up way too fast. He should have took that 8 count, got himself together, and then, because you're dealing with a monster on the other side. It's someone that's ready to take your life.
And it felt like
serious.
And it felt like after the first round, it was just.
But especially when you get dropped, like your brain shifts a little bit, so you have to like get your composure back. It's gonna take you a couple seconds to get your legs back, even after they start this fight back up. But what I was gonna say, we was talking about earlier. Oh no, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I also believe that, Errol came in there with a game plan, and that wasn't part of it. Do you understand? Getting dropped. Nobody thought Errol was going to get dropped at all.
Early. And for it to happen so early, too.
Right. In the second round?
Yeah. I was saying, like, we was talking before the show started, it was just like he's been the champ in that division for so long. It's one of those, like, somebody had to give him an eye opener.
Right, he was due.
Basically, he was due. An eye opener.
But here's what I'm telling you. When it comes to, I believe Crawford knew exactly what he was going to do to Errol Spence 5 years ago. He pulled up on Errol at a fight and told him, I'm going to stop you. He told him this, bro. This is not.
No.
So to me, to come out and perform the way he did, I'm looking at it like, yo, he knew something. He knew that. I know what he knew. He knew that Errol works off his jab. And if you take that jab away from Errol, Errol don't know what to
Yeah,
do.
he couldn't set nothing up. He couldn't really set nothing up. Errol's a lot of power too. So like it takes, you need that wind up. It took him a second. Boom, boom. It's like
And Crawford's the type of guy. You can't wind up on him.
No,
as soon as he sees that twitch, he's already countering you.
Yeah.
He's the best counter puncher in the
But I
boxing.
was telling him when I was watching them in the fight, I said as a boxing fan, it was a letdown just because you don't want to see nobody get the brakes beat off him like that.
I mean,
damn. But
Yeah.
you can Bud way bigger than Errol in that fight, like just way bigger. Just like you could just see his muscles was filled with water. Like Errol was just drained. Like it was, and you could just see a healthy man compared to a man who's been through it. Like you can just see it. Like you can see it.
Right.
Crawford looked like he was like just freshly blossomed.
What I think it was, and Crawford said it too in the post conference. He said that Spence let him grow into the division. Meaning, like you said, that's why he looked bigger, because Crawford grew into the division. He should have. Think about this. Ever since 147, Crawford knocked out all his opponents. Every single last one of them.
Speaking of knockouts, let's like let the audience see what happened.
Now we get to see.
And that's what I mean about just like shredding. Like he's training like a 120-degree gym. You know what I mean? Granted, Cross does his thing. You know what I mean? But you can't shred all that. It's just different, man.
But congratulations to Crawford. Hopefully they'll probably have a sequel, another one.
They don't need to.
I don't think so.
They will out of respect for Errol, but I don't think Errol. This is one fight that he don't need to go up against no.
And I think it's going to be at 154. And that's how much respect Crawford has for Spence. You know, because they got it done at 147 and Spence did it Crawford's way as far as the coin toss and all of this. Crawford's the type of guy who's going to give Spence his back, because now Crawford's the A side. Now Crawford's getting that big
You see
money.
how Spence looked little. He looked little out there. Like
He looked weak.
Also too, like
He did look
I don't
drained.
want
I
to say
ain't
that,
even
but you
gonna
know,
lie.
with car accident, they were saying that he do a lot of.
Yeah, he does drink.
You could see it in his face. Like you could just see somebody that's fresh, healthy,
Yeah.
clean.
Crawford drink too, but Crawford don't
you get what I'm saying?
party like that.
Nah, the way the fight's like, yeah, I don't know. You could just see something was off. Granted, no excuses. He got the brake speed off him.
Yeah.
You know, kudos to Bud though.
Pedro, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, P, I'm interested.
Man, I tell you, that's how you get a champion.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to be talking about Crawford in the next 40 years.
Oh, yeah, forever.
You know what I mean?
One thing. Oh, my bad. Pedro's talking.
My question to you guys would be, what's next for Crawford?
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
I think what's next for Crawford, honestly, it's Spence at 154, and I think it's going to be a wash again. A little more competitive, but I think Terrence will stop him again. And then I feel like if Charlo doesn't vacate the belts, he wants Charlo. But I think Charlo's going to vacate the belts because he's going to fight Canelo. And I don't think you're going up to 168, you're going to come back down to 154. If anything, you'll go back down to 160.
Yeah, that's just too much.
So
weight
for
to
Crawford, it's Spence and retirement, because I don't think he wants Boots, and I love Crawford, but I don't think he wants any of Boots. Boots is too much of a young beast, man.
Boots nice though, but Crawford though.
I love Crawford, man, but I just think Boots would be too much for him.
That'll be entertaining.
I think the youth, I think the fact that Boots was able to study this fight, I think that's why he'll get Crawford.
But that's what we want to see, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course y'all want to see my boy get beat up.
Crawford
I want to see my boy get beat up.
He only 35, so he got still
How old's Boots? 24?
20-something, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Experience though. Experience. He been in Boots.
Listen,
Bud been around, so
yes,
you know.
yes. Listen, I love Bud. If Bud happens to see this, Bud, I love you, bro. But listen, stay away from that guy.
I got confidence in you,
Boots is
man.
ready, man. He's ready, I'm telling you.
I know.
No, I know, but
Stay away from. Yo, why you think Sean Porter? Why you think he retired? Because they was gonna line him up with Boots. Keith Thurman, he don't want none of Boots. He ain't gonna. Keith Thurman gonna go up to 154 too. Watch what I tell
still
you.
boxing?
Yeah. Watch what I tell you. Keith going up to 154 too. And then the only two guys, the next up is our guy here, Rashidi, My guy Rashidi Ellis, he's gonna be another welterweight challenging for the belt. I promise you that. And then we got Virgil Ortiz, and we got Stanionis. But it's gonna be Ennis and Rashidi in the welterweight division. Crawford and them's out of here. Crawford said it himself. It was tough for him to make 54.
Well, we'll bookmark that.
Yeah, we'll see,
We'll
man.
bookmark that.
He might wake up, one morning and just be like, I'm ready.
Oh.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
Canelo fight on September 30th. See, I don't like that because why would you want to vacate being undisputed at 154 to fight Canelo?
Because he
goes for the money.
The bag, and he don't want to get beat up by Crawford. Okay? That's why he's going to vacate those belts.
Real quick though, how about Tim Tszyu?
Ooh, I would love to see Crawford and Tim Tszyu. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I like that fight.
I see Crawford only 35. He's still got some time.
Yeah, no, I like Tim Tszyu. I like Tim Tszyu.
He got a couple more years left.
And I think Tim Tszyu could challenge him because of the WBO situation, where if you're the champion at the WBO, you can challenge, you can go up and challenge it automatically. That's how Crawford got the belt from Jeff Horn.
Okay.
Gotcha.
He didn't have to go through, Errol had to go. That's why I respect Errol, because Errol went and took the belts from everybody. Bro, he went over to England, beat Kell Brook, beat Sean Porter, beat, who's the other guy he beat for the belt? Oh, man, who?
Kell Brook? No.
Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. That wasn't for a belt, though.
Nah, Danny he didn't have, hold on.
Kell Brook.
Errol beat Garcia.
Who did he take?
But it wasn't for the belt, he was saying.
Sean Porter, he took the WBC. Kell Brook, he took the IBF. Oh, Ugas.
Jeff Horn?
Ugas.
That's right.
He beat Ugas. He beat the brakes off of Ugas.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations to Bud Crawford. Still undefeated. And we'll see
That's why I have the hat on, too.
Too in UFC.
The big fish.
Congratulations to Justin Gaethje.
Oh, Gaethje.
Kicking out that
Yo.
Make America great again, Dustin.
Gaethje.
Yo, Gaethje. Oh, man. That boy tough, too.
2 knockouts in a night. You got
Yo,
a
that was a
knockout
good
in boxing,
night.
and then you got a knockout in UFC.
Yo, and he got the nose surgery, too. That helps you breathe better.
Oh,
Gaethje, yeah. Just like the other dude yeah, man, that's what Gaethje, watch. He wants the belt. He said it. I want the belt.
Now, question.
I love Gaethje.
I thought he was interim champion, or was it him or Dustin? Was it Dustin or Justin was interim? Because they fought for the interim champion.
No, they fought for the BMF.
No, not this fight. The first fight they had. I thought one was interim because Masvidal.
Yeah.
He retired and vacated the belt. And I thought one of them was interim champion because of that.
Yeah, he was. It was Portier, and then he got beat by who's the champion right now at that weight? One of the Brazilian dudes, right?
I'm off the top of my head, I can't think of his name, but I thought one of them was. But
Or Edwards. Edwards.
Yep.
Edwards is the champ.
All right.
The dude from England.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Isaac Cruz, Pitbull Cruz.
Boo.
Oh, headbutt ass.
Yo, boo. I'm going to tell you why, P. I think it was a robbery.
Dude didn't hit him enough.
Mexico, you know what I mean?
Nah, dude didn't hit him enough.
Yeah.
Cabrera, he ain't hit him enough.
Yeah, but
Cruz was rocking dude, though. I ain't gonna lie. He was rocking him.
I think Shakur Stevenson will finish all those
Yeah,
dudes.
we know
bro.
that.
All those.
No, that's my guy. I root for Shakur.
All those
Mr.
dudes, bro.
Dimples.
So you can't. When you talk about Esau, right? He didn't want to fight Stevenson. That's why I don't respect him. He said, know what he said? He said, "Oh, he's gonna run for me all night." Stevenson is not running from anybody.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, I say they scared them fried chicken boys.
They don't want fun. They don't want to mess with us.
All right. That's our UFC.
gotta do
That's
a
our
lot of
UFC
beeping
and boxing
today.
segment. Congratulations to the fighters. Man, we're coming down to the show. Quickly, Red Sox update. They're in the wild card race. They're
Really?
seven games.
I'm trying to tell you, I know.
You did say that
I know
to
how they
me.
go.
All right.
They
You
are
did say
now-
that. You did say that. I'll give you damn. You
They're
was
now
right.
56 and 49, but there's like a race for the wild card. So there's
As long as we hit it, that's all that matters. We're gonna be
race.
back in the pack.
I was down on
They're
them.
in the pack right now, so they gotta continue winning. They lost 2 out of 3 to San Francisco.
Shite.
To the Giants?
Yeah, they start a series with Seattle tonight.
See when that.
Out there in the Pacific
Okay.
Northwest. So
10 o'clock.
yeah, but on a positive note, the Yankees are in last place in the AL East, so
As they should be.
yeah, they could kick rocks.
As they should be.
Yes. I didn't know they was in last. Yes.
they're in last.
So was Baltimore and Toronto and us?
No, it's Tampa Bay.
Oh, Tampa. I know. How can I forget about Tampa?
Bay, because it's Tampa Bay. They don't even care.
they
It's
never
Baltimore,
really
Tampa Bay. They both got 64 wins. Then Toronto, then the Red Sox. Yeah, whatever. Let's go to high school sports. We're gonna run through these real quick. Well, this is gonna be. I don't know if y'all saw this. Bishop Fenwick Athletics. They had a season ban.
My goodness, yes.
Because they want to lie on the transfer papers for a player that was a baseball player, a pitcher. So this, in fact, affects all the other programs. So nobody's going to be playing
Let's
in the
keep it a buck,
postseason.
though.
And kids are going to be transferring, but
Let's keep it a buck, though. This ain't the first time this has ever happened.
No, but I love how they give kids from Lynn a hard time for getting waivers and they actually have a case.
That's what I mean.
Right.
You letting everybody else is
That's
doing
what I
it.
mean.
These folks
They
was
just
lying.
got caught. Somebody dropped
Yeah.
a dime.
yeah.
And now the reason why they punished the whole program is because now it's like, how long have you been doing this?
And everybody was lying. All the lying.
It's private too, so and like I don't care what you say, private schools are able to recruit.
Yep.
I've been recruited since the
I was recruited. I went to private school. So I understand too.
Like, come on. So like you have one up on public schools, so you don't even have to lie. You can recruit people. You can get people from other cities and stuff. Like you don't have to show residency.
Most of
and
their
all
kids
this.
are from other cities.
Yeah, that's a private thing. Like St. Mary's. I tell people, St. Mary's was the best 4 years of my life going to school in Lynn because I wasn't dealing with envious energy and weird energy for people I grew up with or people I was in the neighborhood with. It's just people who just wanted to get to know me based on who I am, and we're from different areas. It was dope.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I seen some kids from Fenwick already transferring schools and stuff like that. But it's just why you lie about stuff.
I referee.
You see, they give English a hard time.
And we're honest.
So I seen one of the kids that actually goes to Bishop Fenwick. I ain't gonna say his name and anything, but I say, what are you gonna do? He's like, I don't know, cause that's an experience, man. The MIA tournament.
Yeah, and also
That's a huge.
I mean, Tone's kid, he transferred.
Yeah. Where's he at?
St. John's Prep.
Oh, he's at the prep. Oh,
I seen
yeah.
him.
Nice.
Yeah, so-
Smart. Very smart move.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Nate, right?
Mom and Dad wasn't letting that happen. Yeah. Great Nate. Nate the Great. That's my guy.
Yeah. Good school. Real good school.
Yeah, my dad's a prep graduate, so his son's a
my
prep
son.
graduate,
Good. We're going to Merrimack too, man.
Yo, show you an award too, by the way.
We're gonna
Okay.
talk about that.
Yeah,
right
we're gonna get to it, 'cause
Right,
I want-
right at the end.
I wanna get to it.
Let's get to these
I wanna
highlights.
get to it.
Let's get to these highlights.
wanna get to it.
P2P highlights. Show it. Check these out. We coming back.
Yo, I might even be there.
We are back.
All right.
Lights Out Gym Summer League, and then we're gonna come back, end the show, talk about this award. come to the end. Okay, it's after the whistle. He got a whistle.
It's crazy. I brought this whistle in.
Right there.
So what it is, the CLBO, the Church League in Everett, which Mukala, I heard, was a really, really good player in the league.
I played it. Gotta see it.
No, he didn't just play in it. I heard Mook was really good in the league. But anyways, right?
You gotta see it. You can see it.
They gave me the coach. They gave me the coach of the.
Right there. Yeah.
The best ref. All right. I believe anybody who's throwing a tournament, a league, men's league, kids league, whatever. I think you should reward the referees. I believe the referees go through a lot more things than people realize, as far as stress, talking to other parents, being yelled at, being talked down to from people that you don't even know. So to be recognized as a good referee or recognized for your behavior or not, stooping down to a certain level, I think everybody who runs a tournament should recognize their referees, and maybe you'll get more referees.
Definitely, especially it's hard to get referees nowadays too, because a lot of refs, they just don't want to deal with the nonsense.
Yeah, he said it best, because I would stoop down to your level if I'm a ref.
Yeah.
So I applaud you and DeAndre.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. So
You got the Sky Cam on.
yeah, anybody who's watching,
Here we go.
this is great. Shout out to Gene too.
Oh yeah, Gene, my guy.
Gene, you the man. I love you, Gene.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, leave the refs alone, man. You don't understand. You parents, nobody want to deal with y'all. Half the time your kid ain't even no good. The refs is trying to get through the game and just trying to make the best of the situation.
Parents, cool off the refs. Seriously.
Come on.
Seriously.
Definitely. Oh man, it was a great show. I'm losing my voice. It was a great show. We don't know when we'll be back again, but we will be back again. People got stuff to do. People traveling.
Have a good summer. Have a safe summer, everyone.
Yeah,
Be safe.
definitely. We are out of here. We'll see y'all next time we're here.
All right. Peace.